What's going on, Internet? Iron Jordan here. So, today, what I wanted to do is bring you guys a updated profile on one of my favorite decks of all time. This is VanillaKu. Specifically, we are running the blue version of VanillaKu, and this is for the post Battle Evolution format. Now, this is probably what the deck is going to look like as we go into set 13 as well, which comes out in May, I believe. And let's just hop right into it. So if you haven't seen this leader before, this leader is fantastic. It's probably the best generic vanilla leader in the game. Now there are a couple other ones that support vanilla strategies like Kid Gohan and Whis, and now we're actually starting to see the rise of Janimba Starter Crew, which is another vanilla-ish strategy. But this is the one that's really it generates the most advantage off of vanillas, and it allows you to play a bunch of different colors through the years since this deck came out in set 6. I've played blue yellow, I've played blue red, I've played red yellow, I've played basically everything but green with this. And it's always been a contender. It's always been able to do things. But I think that with the release of one card in particular in Battle Evolution, it will bring this deck back into relevancy. Will it be as good as Soul Striker Janemba? Maybe, maybe not. That's just for time to tell. But this is the deck that I will be testing with and doing a lot of things with. And I've actually gotten a good amount of testing in with this already online, and it has felt incredibly solid. As you can see from the deck price, it's actually relatively budget as well. A lot of the VanillaKu specific things have gone down in price, which is really good for those of you who are looking to get into this deck right away and get some testing. And the more generic things are the stuff that are going to cost you a little bit more. So let's actually go ahead and jump right into it. Firstly, we have the leader we will talk about because a lot of you probably have not seen that if you haven't been around since set 6. So you have your permanent first, which is if there's a skillless battle card in your drop area, you can activate this card's awaken skill when your life is at 6 or less, and his awaken is when you're at 4 or less, draw 1, untap 1. He has an activate main. Once per turn, choose one 4-star ball in your hand and reveal it. Draw one card, and this card gets plus 5k power for the turn, which is very solid. You should keep that when you awaken. It's also very good because it doesn't require him to swing, which means you can activate both of his activate mains on the same turn when he awakens. His bat side, 15k, activate main once per turn, choose one 4-star ball, reveal it, draw 2 cards, and choose one card in your hand, place in your drop area. It combos very well with the 1-drop Goku that we'll talk about here in a second. Auto once per turn, when you combo with a skillless card, that card gains plus 5k combo power for the duration of the turn. So it's very good. It turns your skillless cards into super combos, and you get to draw cards just by having the 4-star ball, which is something you want to have anyway. So yeah, it's just a really good leader. He can awaken at 6, which is another reason why he was so good is that he's one of the first good leaders to awaken before 4. So you don't just die instantly to like a Cell Xeno or anything like that, which is still true to this day. The first card we have in here is Son Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Silence. This is the unison of the deck. I've gone back and forth with wanting to take this card out and keep it in, but it really does work very well with the 2-drop Android and with a lot of other things that you have going on. I think this card's very good, still, even to this day. Its +1 is choose this card and all your skillless cards, and they get plus 5k power for the turn, so it turns itself into a 15k beater. It turns all your 1-drops into 15k beaters. It turns your 2-drops into 25k beaters, which is very good. Now, we used to play this with 3-drops, but not anymore just because of one card, but we'll talk about that when we get further in. It has an activate main, neg 1, play up to 2 skillless battle cards or entry cost 1 from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you load through it. It's very okay if you have a second copy of this card in your hand, and you already have one of these on field. You can, neg 1 and then play another copy of this and then get the +1, and then you get 3 15k attackers on the board, which is really, really solid. Neg 2, activate main, shuffle 2 skillless battle cards from your drop area into your deck, draw 2 cards. I find myself activating this if the game goes long, but typically the thing you're going to activate the most is the +1. You usually only do the neg 2 if, like I said, the game goes long and your opponent's playing very defensively. But even then, we have ways around that now. For a 4-star ball, this is just, easy. Choose one of your battle cards or leader cards. It gets plus 5k power for the duration of the battle. And if it's a skillless battle card, it gets an additional plus 5k power for the duration of the battle. You want to make sure that if you're playing Champa or if you're playing Kai, which is, as you can see, that we are not anymore, if you're playing any of those cards, you want to activate this before you activate Champa or Kai on either of your skills battle cards because it will take away the additional 5k power or it just won't let you get it. So, but yeah, this card's very good. It can be recurred with the next card that we're going to talk about, or one of the next cards we're going to talk about. The first one is Bonds of Friendship Android 8. This card's been a staple 4 of in the deck. When you play it, it looks top 7. It grabs a vanilla, puts it in your hand. But the main reason why you play this card is auto, when your Son Goku childhood card is KO'd by opponent's skill or use a battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it. It does not have any kind of like cost requirements or anything like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't ignore barrier, but this card is still very good. The auto is not once per turn. So if you have multiple Son Gokus, which you'll see that we will find that we have, you can get multiple pops out of this card just by comboing them away, because you can combo them away. You can combo them away and get the effect, which is really nice. The first Son Goku that we're going to talk about is Son Goku The Adventure Begins. Obviously, if you guys have been around DBS for long enough, you know these cards already, but this is mostly for the people that like don't play or are not quite as familiar with this deck. This is a 1-drop, and activate main once per turn. Choose up to one 4-star ball from your deck or drop area, add to your hand, shuffle your deck if you look through it. It's very good with the leader's backside because you can draw 2 off of revealing the ball, then you can pitch the ball off the effect because you have to discard, and then you can pick up the ball with this guy's effect, which makes your leader ability on the backside just a hard +2, which is really, really good. You can make it a hard +3 on your awakening turn if you activate it on the front as well. And then he has another activate main, which we use less often nowadays, but it still comes up every once in a while. Pay 2 generic once per turn. If your leader card is black, choose up to one Skilless battle card with energy cost 3 or less from your deck or drop area. Play it, shuffle your deck if you look through it. The first 4 cards in this deck here are the reason to play this leader. Most any other leader in the game can play the rest of the cards except for maybe this android here, but this is just the reason. This is just the reason why you would choose this leader over, let's say, Soul Strike or anything like that. Force into beans because we're playing a blue core and it allows us to be a little bit more aggressive. It also allows us to do really cool things with the Janemba. The Janemba has dual attack and crit, so we can +5 him and give him, essentially bean him twice. On each attack. Bean him once on each attack. So he goes from a 19 to a 24 base just simply by beating him, which is really good because he has dual attack. Force Son Gokus is the only non-blue or black card in the deck, and it's simply just played off of the Son Goku and Android card. It's the 1-drop of choice, and the only reason why we're playing it is because it is a Son Goku. So if it gets comboed away, or if it gets popped, it triggers the Bonds of Friendship, and then you get to KO a battle card. The next card that we were playing is Son Goku and Android 8 Bonds of Battle. I used to think that this package was pretty bad when it first came out. I was a fool. I was an idiot. This card's actually fantastic. Permanent this card and Skilless battle cards in your battle area can be used in combos in rest mode, which is fantastic because it's a Son Goku itself. And you have Son Gokus that are vanillas that you can combo with, which triggers the Android 8. You see what we're doing here with this? Auto, if your leader card is a black Son Goku childhood card, when this card is played, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then pay up to 2 Skilless battle cards with 10k power from your deck or drop area. Shuffle your deck if you look through it. So the ruling on this card, from what I understand, is that you can actually, if you fail to find in your deck, you can go into your drop area if you have some in your drop area as well. So you can grab 1 from your deck and 1 from your drop area. It's the way that we've been playing it at locals, and it's really, really good. This card's fantastic because if your opponent, like if you're going first and your opponent attacks you, they put you to 7, because they're probably going to want to draw. So they're going to put you to 7, and then on your turn, you go down to 6 with this, and if you have a vanilla in your hand, or if you don't, worst case scenario, you summon the vanillas off this guy's effect, and you just send one of them to the drop area by comboing them or whatever, then you get to awaken on turn 2, and you can extend your plays, you can drop one of the Saiyan Silence if you have a bean or anything like that. Like, you can just go off. It's really, really nice. But turn 2 or 3 is like where our power comes from. Obviously, just 4 super combo. We can't play the Vegeta super combo because we do charge a lot of blue energy. Typically, you'll end the game with 2 blue and 1 black, or 2 blue and 2 black, depending on how long the game goes. But just any black super combo that you want to use that'll work for your leader is fine. You could use the one that allows you that lets you super combo if you have more cards in your drop area, if you're afraid of not awakening fast enough or getting to 4 fast enough, but I don't think that's really a problem with this deck, and so I have switched to using these. Next, just any 6 2-drop vanillas that you want to play. Obviously, the Super Saiyan Trunks is not technically out yet, but it's not what I'm actually playing in my physical deck. I'm playing the Janemba from a couple sets ago, and then 3 of these. It's just because it's what I have in foil. I just play the foil ones that are the prettiest to me. It used to matter because you used to be able to play Gogeta 7, so you could play Vegeta and Goku, but it doesn't really matter anymore. Just play the ones that you like, I guess, unless there's something at your meta that's like, hey, if your opponent's using a certain type of card or whatever, like, unless there's something like that, just play whatever. Just play the pretty ones. The next is the meat and potatoes of the deck. Like these cards have made this deck so much better. The first one is Chilled, greatest pirate in the cosmos. So a lot of these cards you have to have 3 energy for. This is the first one. So activate main. If you have 3 or more energy and choose one Steel's battle card in your hand, discard it, play this card from your hand. Auto, once per turn, pay a blue. If this card's attack deals damage to an opponent or removes a marker from an opponent's unison card, play up to one blue Steeless battle card with energy cost 3 or less from your deck or drop area. Shuffle your deck if you look through it. So, obviously, this card combos with itself. You discard the vanilla. You play this guy. You swing 19. You buff him up with like a super combo or a bean or whatever. You try to force your opponent to take the damage. You pay the 1. You play the card out of the drop area that you just put in the drop area, and then you swing with the 20k. The next thing is part of the combo, which is the Janemba Bewitching Blow. It has critical and dual attack. Auto at the end of your turn, so when this card does its owner's warp, activate main. If you have 3 or more energy, you choose one of your blue Steel's battle cards with energy cost 2 or 3 and return it to its owner's hand. Play this card from your hand, and if you can't activate main skills on copies of this card for the turn. So it's a really nice little combo that works with these 2 cards, where the Chilled pitches the 2-drop, the Chilled attacks, the Chilled brings the 2-drop out, and then the Janemba bounces the 2-drop back to your hand, and now you have a dual attack crit twice. So you attacked twice with crit, you attacked once with 19k, and you attacked once with 20k, and you did all of that for 1 energy. Now the final card in this deck, and this is the new Battle Evolution deck, the new Battle Evolution card. Son Goku, the Path of Power. It's a 5-drop, unique, double strike, auto. When this card attacks, play up to one Steel's battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area, and it gains plus 5k for the turn. This is the whole reason why we switched to 2 drops instead of 3 drops when it comes to the vanilla slot. Activate main, pay 2. If your leader card is a Saiyan card and your opponent has 2 or more energy and you have 2 or more Steel's battle cards in your drop area, play this card from your hand. So this is actually fantastic because the Chilled sets this up so you can use the Chilled, pitch the vanilla, add another card to your drop area. So if you have 2 vanillas, now you can play this guy from your drop area. Again, it's why I said you really have to be on turn 3 for this, because if you go first, your opponent's not going to have 3 energy if you're going first. So it's really these cards you can't play on turn 3 going first, but this one you can, because your opponent just has to have 2 energy. So you can start to get your. It really depends on what your opponent's doing, like if they're going first or you're going second or like whatever. But this deck has a lot of flexibility now. As you can see, we're not running the secret rare, so I was running the Supreme Kai of Time, Space Time Unraveler, but this deck is aggressive. So like, if you were to play a secret rare, I would suggest maybe Heroine's Lineage. I don't really think you want to have a secret rare in this deck that's cheap, because you're trying to end the game on turn 3 or 4. You can't really play any of the other good ones. That would just end the game like on turn 5 or whatever. But if you want to play Secret Rare, you can. It will bump up the price a lot of this deck. Like, just adding the Supreme Kai Time adds an additional $450 to this deck, which, like. But if you want to play Heroine's Lineage, go for it. It's 1 cost. It can still battle card. It can remove like a blocker out of your way if you need to get a blocker out of the way, or it can get a threat on your own field. Like if your opponent has a 4 or 5 drop that you just want to take and you want to push their face in with, the Heroine's Lineage is good for that too. So if you want to play that, you can. But this is a 50 card list. This is streamlined as much as possible, just from me testing hands, playing online, playing in person. And this is what I think the best list of VanillaKu is at the moment. Obviously, I don't think you need to play 4 copies of the Chilled, the Janemba, or the Goku, because you don't want to see a whole bunch of them. However, playing 4 copies of the Chilled and the Janemba up your blue count, which is always really nice. You can't play these cards till turn 3 anyway, so if you charge 1 and then you draw another one later, because you draw a bunch of cards, it's fine. And then this card you want to see by turn 2, this Goku you want to see by turn 2, so I would definitely suggest playing 4 of that. But that's the reason why I played the ratios I do. The other cards that you could definitely play in this deck are a Furthering Destruction Champa / Supreme Kai of Time, or not Supreme Kai of Time, I'm sorry, the Supreme Kai, the East Hidden Power Supreme Kai, the other Champa card, essentially. So if you want to play those, you definitely can. I'm not going to hold that against you. Just make sure that you use your 4-star balls before you use your Champas, because that is a rule that every vanilla player needs to learn. But yeah, this is the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more things like this. I've actually got some more deck profiles in the works. I'm actually probably going to be shooting the TN one right after this, because I've been having a lot of fun with TN, so look forward to that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know. Leave a like, comment if you want, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Dragon Ball content. And I'll see you in the next one.